Jones. Man, working with a classic, man. I need to know, man, real quick. Where did this come from?
Scouty, man. How are you enjoying your rookie LPL first?
Cowboys, Scouty, man. How do you feel about continuing that legacy of
We the five-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching no blue bug. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like Des Bryant, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget Jason Wynn and the Trip Bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world. Y'all know Jerry Jones. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching no blue bug. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like Des Bryant, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget Jason Wynn and the Trip Bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world. Y'all know Jerry Jones.
Route, man. I want to know, man.
We the five-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching no blue bug. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys, no need to flex. Des Bryant, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget Jason Wynn and the Trip Bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world. Y'all know Jerry Jones.
What the first INT to the house gonna look like? What?
We the five-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching no blue bug. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like Des Bryant, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget Jason Wynn and the Trip Bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world. Y'all know Jerry Jones. I need to know, man, real quick. Where did this come from?
Scouty, man. How are you enjoying your rookie LPL first?
Cowboys, Scouty, man. How do you feel about continuing that legacy of
We the five-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching no blue bug. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like Des Bryant, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget Jason Wynn and the Trip Bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world. Y'all know Jerry Jones. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching no blue bug. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like Des Bryant, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget Jason Wynn and the Trip Bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world. Y'all know Jerry Jones.
Route, man. I want to know, man.
We the five-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching no blue bug. We about to take you back to
Denzel Washington or
This is one team that
Kevin
can't
Hart?
get
Quick
clone.
question.
This is
With the
Jerry's
NFL
world. Y'all
opening
know
up the
Jerry
rules on the
Jones.
dance, what the first INT to the house gonna look like? What?
The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off, but this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson? If you're ready to experience the Dallas Cowboys like no other, make sure you inbox West Coast or go to cowboysexperience.com today. The 2019 Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's that time of the year again for our annual gala. On June 8th, we will be hosting our 2019 Diamonds and Pearls Gala down in Davie, Florida. You can purchase tickets or find out more information on 88blessings.org. On top of honoring our single moms, we will also be honoring Lori from Make Our School Safe. I hope to see you all there. Much love.
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we are live on this Thursday afternoon. How are you guys doing? We got one more day until we are officially into the weekend, and then you get to check off 1 week away, or not 1 week away, but 1 week less until we have Cowboy football here on the horizon, man. Shoot, man, I am your boy West Coast Cowboy. Shoot, if I'm live in the building, you already know, man, I'm going to have one of my Cowboy cousins on here. So what's up with your boss, Cowboy? How you doing this afternoon, man?
Man, what's up, man? I'm doing good, actually. Real good day. Great Thursday. Way past hump and still going great.
Shoot, I heard that, man. I like that. We want to put that on a t-shirt.
You know what I'm saying? Way past hump and still going great.
Yeah, way past hump is still going great. I like that. But yo, before we get into this show, man, until we get into this, let's go ahead and show some love to some folks in the comment, man. Let me know if there's some people in there you recognize. Get into this show, man, until we get into this.
Yeah, I don't recognize anybody yet. Let me see. Let me look. Let me see what y'all talking about in this thread.
Well, shoot, I see Leah. Shoot, I see Buddha. Shoot, I see Lachey. I see Tony. Shoot, I see a couple. I see a couple folks out there I recognize. How you doing? And if we don't recognize you, that means you're new. So that's even better. So how y'all doing out there? All the new folks over there that we've engaging with on Facebook. And shout out to everybody that is also watching in on YouTube also. And also shout out to, man, we got like 9-10 people on YouTube. So shout out to Mark Holmes, the OG of this all. I appreciate you, man.
What's up, Mark Holmes?
Shoot, we got Scout Curtis on here. We got Sammy on here. We got Dorothy over here. We got 1KIL, Big King Cooper, he said. I think he from the Houston area. You know what I'm saying?
That sound like Houston when they say Big King Cooper.
Yeah. That's I say, yeah, you know he from somewhere in Houston somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, I got my bishop. I got the Bishop Douglas, Lewis
man.
Brooks Jr. How you doing?
Can I get an amen?
Can I get an amen? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If I didn't have sons, I say right now, man. Since I got sons, I'm gonna say you rank, and Boss Cowboy got sons too. So you like top 3 in the most sharpest. You know what I'm saying? Because my boys be sharp, Boss Cowboy boys be sharp too. But we gotta put him up there, man. Because if you go look at some of his sharpness, they be him and Bishop, him and Little Bishop be on it, man. I love seeing that on the Facebook. So shout out to him, man.
Yeah, what kind of bishop not clean though? Like you're not doing your job as a bishop if you're not dressing like you're supposed to. Just to be honest, bishop. So glad to hear West Coast giving you that cosign.
Factual evidence. All right, then we got OG Bobby up in here. Scout Bobby, how you doing? And we got some other folks in here. So shout out to everybody that's watching today, man. Let's have ourselves a great show. So
there was we got a couple topics that we're gonna start off with. Couple layups. You know what I'm saying? A couple easy shots. And this is, I think an easy shot because we've been actually talking about this on Dallas Cowboys scouting exactly since about March 15th. Why do I know March 15th? That's because that's when I posted a picture, and basically the post said LVE, Sean Lee, and Jalen Smith, if they are not the best linebacking core in all the NFL, let's argue. Not even convince me, because I'm not on this. Maybe there are some folks you're gonna convince me, but I want to know, man. In your opinion, do the Dallas Cowboys have the best linebacking core, or should have the best linebacking core in 2019? Because they haven't played, you know what I'm saying? But in your opinion, where do the Dallas Cowboys rank as far as the best linebacking core in the NFL?
They gotta be top 3, man. I think it's still very, very hard to outdo the Carolina Panthers. I mean, Luke Kuechly is a pure monster, but next year should be absolutely the deciding factor. And it's not a reach to say yes, because LVE didn't start and just basically broke the meter when it came down to tackles, So, and your biggest gain is obviously between your first year playing and your second year playing. And the fact that he is not even really grown yet, I would say, as a pro, how can we not, right? And then the fact that Jalen, is going to be now 4 years removed from that horrific knee injury, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that he know that he's playing for a contract, I think is obviously a clear assumption to say yes. You can eat and it not be a reach. If we just judging to me on production, you still got to give it to me to the Carolina Panthers. On just past production, but on projection, oh yeah, I'm giving it to us. And then let's especially just hope that Sean Lee is even just 90% of what he was in 2016, 2017. If he's just even 90% of that, yeah, we clearly the best. Clearly. So just even looking at him as almost like we looked at Gregory last year, where most of us looked at Gregory and we said, if he plays, it's a bonus, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see Sean Lee. And so, with Sean Lee, yeah. If he's just even 85% of what he was, with those two coming in with a contract year with Jalen and LVE in year 2, oh yeah, we know more.
All right, this is my thoughts on it. I think the Dallas Cowboys, when you look at projection, I think the projection is easily going to put them as a number 1 unit. Why you have the units that well, first off, let's see who are you competing with. When you say the number 1 linebacking core, what are the cores that come to your mind first before we even get into that? You get Denver. Right. You got Denver. They got Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, Brandon Marshall, Todd Davis. Right. You got Chicago Bears. They have Khalil Mack, Leonard Floyd, Raheem Smith, Danny Trevathan. It's a cold day in the world when Danny Trevathan is here.
Don't they have that Georgia linebacker as well? I thought he went to them as well. I forgot his name, but
what round? In first round?
First round. He was highly. He was graded the top 2 linebacker last year. I forgot his name, but
well, shoot. If I left a name out, please throw it in the comment box. All right, and then Carolina. But it'd be kind of crazy if they would have drafted a linebacker in the first round, though, because they just traded for Khalil Mack. That would be almost redundant.
So they drafted the Georgia linebacker. His name is escaping me, but if I said it,
was it in the first round?
First round, yeah. Yeah, Smith, Raekwon. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I said him.
Yeah, I knew if I said the name, everybody would be like, yeah, Alfonso Rest.
Yeah, I said him. Khalil Mack. Yeah, I said him. You crazy. Yeah, I said Khalil Mack, Leonard Floyd, Raekwon. I probably didn't say it right. That was the problem.
You said Raekwon. You got to say Raekwon Smith.
Yeah, that's what I said, but I don't know. Maybe I said Roquan or something like that. But Roquan. Quan Smith. And then Danny Trevathan is listed as their fourth best linebacker. That's crazy.
No, they not better than us. I don't care. No.
You know what I'm saying? Then Carolina Panthers, you have Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, Shaq Thomas. Now, then I'm going to throw in Carolina Panthers, Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, Berkavius Mingo, Shaquem Griffin. Now, this is what I'm thinking, right? 3, because we run a defense that's always primarily going to have a 3 linebacker set on the field, right? So, I'm not going to really put Chicago in there, bro, because Chicago's linebackers, they're in, like, the way they're deep, if I'm not mistaken, their defense, Khalil Mack and Von Miller are more like edge rushers than they are linebackers. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, man. Let me cut y'all for 1 second. Somebody brought up a good one.
Go.
Washington. I forgot about them.
Yeah, but Washington ain't nowhere close to Cal. They not close to. I mean, potential wise, maybe, huh?
Yeah, on paper but go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about proven talent. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You have Cowboys have an All Pro.
Yeah.
A guy who's just removed from All Pro, and a guy Jalen Smith. If Jalen's put it like this, if LVE's not on the team, then Jalen Smith gets those accolades, and then he's in the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at now, this is my thing. I'm not gonna Von Miller, like I was saying, Von Miller and Khalil Mack. Those guys are more like edge rushers. That's why when everybody was kind of make this confrontation between, DeMarcus Ware isn't, he isn't Von Miller and he isn't Khalil Mack. Well, guess what? DeMarcus Lawrence has his hand in the ground 99% of most plays too, where these other guys are standing up and they're getting off the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're going to have more sacks. That's why they're going to be more active. Where you're seeing as in true linebacking core, the only team that I could honestly really put up there and is really like a Carolina, like you said, but at the same time, bro, Luke Kuechly, man, his durability sucks. Like, he's literally made of glass. You know what I'm saying? Thomas Davis, his durability isn't the best too. And Shaq, you know what I'm saying? If the Cowboys, man, if you can remove the element of just pure health, the Cowboys just staying healthy, man, bro, I think this is one of probably the best linebacking cores that you're going to see in the NFL in probably the next 2-3 years. Because think about this, man. LVE, if you do it all over again, LVE, I mean, between him and Leonard Davis, I mean, it's just about what you like better in a linebacker. I still think if you know with the kid, Darius Leonard, the kid over there in Indianapolis, you know what I'm saying? I think if you're doing it over, I think the Cowboys still pick LVE. Why? Because they value his length and his ability to cover tight ends. Why? Because of the look where we play. You know what I'm saying? Ertz, Reed, Ingram. You know what I'm saying? Big tight ends. We play these guys all day. So our linebackers have to be able to cover. But I could easily still see like if the Dallas Cowboys knew the difference between both linebackers, LVE still getting picked. Now Jalen Smith, bro, he was supposed to be he would have been if he would have gets drafted in 2016, if he's not injured, he's probably in Chargers right now instead of Joey Bosa. Instead of the Bosa kid. That's how heralded he was. So you have guys who I believe have not even really hit their peaks too. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you had a really good point. LVE didn't even really play last year as much as he's gonna play this year.
Right. Yeah. And he broke the
And he still, like, bro, LVE damn near gets 200. If he plays 16 games, that boy probably get you dang near 180, 200 tackles, man.
Yeah. Because Darius Leonard obviously took the world by storm, and when you look at them, LVE almost suffers from what Dak suffers from, where
they didn't want to play him. Let's just say it, bro. They did not want to play LVE.
Well, no, I'm talking about when you're comparing it. Like, you can look at it from a macro perspective where you just look at the general numbers and you don't put together the right equation, right?
Yeah.
So looking at Darius Leonard, who played out 16, so when you see his retarded, that's not a good word, when you see his ridiculous amount of tackles, most people don't equate that's 16 compared to 13.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, from a macro standpoint, you'll look at it and you'll say, wow, still Darius Leonard looks better. No, if you can just factor in 3 games that he really didn't play, LVE is still a much better pick, much better pick, even though I love Darius,
Yeah.
So,
And think of this. Think of the coach. Like the Leonard kid, bro, in Indianapolis, he walked into a perfect storm, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he was a really good, great talented kid coming out of college who went to a really good linebacker coach. Bro, I mean, the number one thing I think, if you're gonna think about the Dallas Cowboy defense that we've always had, it's not defensive line. It's not defensive end. We have always had stout linebackers.
Yeah, even if we pulled them out the trash.
Bro, Everfuse, you don't think that had any? You don't think that Everfuse, his first year as being as a coach over in Indianapolis, that he picks Darius? You don't think that had any bearing? Yeah, I think that had a lot of bearing. You know what I'm saying? That he also ended up being defensive rookie of the year. Yeah, that helps a lot. Coaching with this, like you always say. Get Mauro Marinelli. Mauro Marinelli is a guy who has superior coaching. He has superior coaching. Get him some superior talent.
Yeah.
Bro, you're going to get a Hall of Famer. That's what you're going to get.
Superior talent.
You're going to get a Hall of Famer.
He'll make you Hall of Famer. And this is the funny thing about LV. When you look at LV last year with his shirt off, with his pants off, he's not even a grown man yet.
No.
I mean, he's not even built into his real professional build yet. He still had college arms to a degree, you know.
Yeah.
You can see Jalen in year 3 is totally different than what Jalen was year 1. You know, you can see Jalen is fully filled out into a pro. So it's like to be almost still college bod, but yet balling the way LV did. Ooh.
Yeah, because you know what that means. He has not hit that 2-year growth spurt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, we also got that boy Covington. We got a couple guys that we don't even know about that didn't even really play last year. That's gonna make this linebacking core even better. Think about this. We have I'm gonna knock the sticker off the side of your helmet, Joe Thomas from Green Bay. Y'all remember him in 2017 when we was trying to score in the end zone and Jason Witten got the ball knocked out? That was Joe Thomas that knocked that ball away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a Dallas Cowboy. He was a Dallas Cowboy last year. Just didn't play much. He's also your 4th linebacker. So whenever I say core, whenever you're best or who has the best core, I don't like to really look at who's your best player on your core. I like to say who's your 4th. How good is your 4th linebacker? You know what I'm saying? Because really that's what determines to me how good your core is this. How good is your 4th and 5th? How good are they? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can afford to have one good one. You know what I'm saying? What the Cowboys have right now is an anomaly. Oh, Lord, I messed that word up.
No, you got close enough. We know what you mean.
Shout out Eisenhower High School. Woo! Hey, I ain't gonna tell y'all my mascot. Y'all be mad at me.
Oh man,
I messed that up bad.
Yeah, no, we are definitely an anomaly for sure. You know, and you know it goes to say that our personnel department just been
knocking it out the wall. They've been knocking it out the building, bro.
Out the box, and some people say, like LV was a surprise, and to a lot he was, but I think it was more so because people were so disappointed and wanted that number one, and especially when we saw all the receivers fall to us that year. And the draft is emotional, and a lot of times it take a little while to digest. You know what I mean? Because you'll build up all season and sell yourself on what we really, really need, and you'll become a believer in your own ideas. And to see it sometimes go in a different direction, it happened to me this year. Like, my thought was we should have took advantage of some of those super weapons that fell to us at 58 and even at 90, right?
Yeah, but I thought we took that to the
opposite. Like, I was very excited about LVE, but this year on pick 58 and pick 90, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I'm just now starting to kind of come to the knowledge of what they was really thinking when they did those picks.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Because of LVE, I almost have to give Tristan Hill some credit. Like, I have to give him some, I'm going for you. I'm going to get Tristan Hill's jersey so I can be it. Because I'm going to tell you, Warren Buffett said this. If you want to be a billionaire, you got to get in front of the wave. Not ride the wave. Millionaires ride the wave. Billionaires are in front of the wave. So I'm going to get a Tristan Hill jersey right now just in case.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So I feel very certain that he's going to bow.
Yeah.
My question is going to be going forward, was he still just the best pick? But, but we'll see. At this point, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but you know what? We're not gonna be able. And guess what? I'm gonna tell you guys right now. We are gonna put this in the time capsule, drop it in our minds, and come back to it 3 years from now. Because guess what? 3 years from now, we're gonna do a show, and it's gonna be called the Time Capsule Show, and we're gonna talk about this draft and this team 3 years, because it takes 3 years for you to really understand what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? So, so that's great points. So let me jump to this comments real quick. We got my boy Buddha saying, that's why we can't sleep on old boy. Tony says the league wide, most definitely, but here we can but let's see if he gets the credit. What up with you, Justice? I know Justice is looking for a new kicker. Give me some names, man. I'll look at them. Leon said, great.
My boy Tavis said on my page, he said, I just hope Sean will stay healthy or we has a backup on the strong side.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and shout out to them folks over there on Boss Cowboy.
When he was saying, how good is our number 4 and our number 5, And I think we got some good reasons to be a little bit optimistic. Obviously, I don't think that Joe Thomas is a Sean Lee if Sean Lee is healthy. But yet, I think he holds up good enough.
I think Joe, I think Joe Thomas was better than Wilson last year.
Yeah.
Why he didn't play? I don't know.
Especially on special teams. I was loving my boy Joe Thomas on special teams.
Yeah.
He's a pure football player, but that was one, and then I don't even see any other questions. Y'all kind of long questions today, I see.
Hey, and shout out to those folks over there on Boss Cowboy Sports that are watching right now, because we're live on Boss Cowboy Sports. We're live on Cowboys Experience. We're live on Dallas Cowboys Scouting on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We live on the moon, they said. All right, heard what up with y'all on YouTube, too. You know what I'm saying? But, right before we get to our next subject, man, we're going to be bringing on one of our esteemed guests, man. He is very, very knowledgeable on the offensive line and the things they do with their live on a daily basis. It's our good buddy. You guys, we had him on the show last week, and you guys told us, hey, we need to have him on here more often. So you guys know West Coast is all about the information. It's all about the information. So it don't matter who giving it out. We trying to get them. You know what I'm saying? So right after this commercial break, I'm gonna have my good buddy, come on here. My boy Jabari is gonna come on here. Y'all remember him, Coach? What does he go by? He go by Coach what?
Well, we call him consultant for right now. We don't even have a name for him yet, but right now I'm gonna give him the name consultant until he get his own. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, we're gonna get him on the line, and we're gonna talk about this Travis Fredericks for a little bit, man. Right after this commercial break, man. Y'all stay tuned.
The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off, but this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson?
Hey, what up, y'all? It's that time of the year again for our annual gala. On June 8th, we will be hosting our 2019 Diamonds and Pearls Gala down in Davie, Florida. You can purchase tickets or find out more information on 88blessings.org. On top of honoring our single moms, we will also be honoring Lori from Make Our School Safe. I hope to see you all there. Much love.
What's up with you guys? So we back, and we back. What's up with you? And we back. So, we back up in this thing. So Travis Fredericks, this past, I guess like today, earlier this morning.
About 2 days ago, I think.
He tweeted out a tweet, and it's kind of crazy. Travis, just the fact that we even talking about a Travis Frederick tweeting is just crazy to me, because he don't even really tweet like that. So I know that someone really had to get on him about being on more sociably, aware of the situation in life. You know what I'm saying? But he tweeted out basically saying that. Actually, before I'll just read it to you. I'll just let y'all see it. Let me see. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this thing up. And we back. There we go. So Travis, shout out to Eisenhower High School. Travis Frederick said his strength feels like I'm back, close to, if not full strength, after missing last season with Guillain-Barré syndrome. But he will not take part in team drills in the upcoming organization team activities in June and minicamp. Now, I'm going to read it one more time. Todd Archer says, Travis Frederick said his strength feels like I'm back, close to, if not full strength, after missing last season with Guillain-Barré syndrome, but he will not take part in team drills in the upcoming organized team activities in June minicamps because obviously of this past situation. So I just want to, Coach, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Let them know who you are.
Hey, real quick, Charles, could you also give them your background too? Like basically say, why should they listen to you?
Yeah, we got, go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, West Coast, glad to be back on the show. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Charles Beaufort, and so my background in terms of the offensive line, I was coached by Kim Helton, who coached the Raiders, the Bucks, and also the Redskins offensive line. Also, my offensive line coach in college, through half my tenure there, was a guy by the name of George Arnold, who was a 13-time a Pro Bowler, playing center for multiple teams. And then the third guy that I like to mention will be Clancy Barone, and he is the tight ends coach and OC for the Minnesota Vikings. We still stay in great contact, talking shop, talking about games and plays and things like that.
So, man, let's get into this, man. So, let's get into this thing, man. So, what are your thoughts when you hear? I want to do a little round table. We can all kind of go. I'll go last, but real briefly, man. What are your thoughts when you hear I mean, it's twofold. It's a twofold statement. One, I hear that Travis Frederick is coming back, and then on the second portion, they're reassuring them that he's getting better. But on the second, it says but. Whenever I hear but but is always meant doubt to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's like if people say but is not a negative word, I say, okay, well, tell your girl you love her, then say but. then say anything else after that. You can choose any other word sentence in the world. Either way, it's gonna come out bad. You know what I'm saying? So but is a negative connotation. So when you hear that, Charles, you have an athlete that's coming back into the fold. What are your thoughts on that, man?
My thoughts are on this, and let me just give a little bit of background about his syndrome, okay? Because I think this is very, very important for everybody to understand. This is an autoimmune disease, okay? There's no known cure for this disease, okay? All right, that's number two. Number three is that if you're talking about this syndrome and recovery time, most people get full motor skills, which means that they have normal strength and they're able to walk within about 6 months to a year, okay? This was diagnosed in Oxnard last, I believe, beginning part of August, okay? So we're not at the year point, actually, in his recovery time, okay? So roughly 90 to 95% of people make a full recovery within 3 years. So when I look at this syndrome and I think about Travis Frederick and I think about the high-stakes game of the NFL and the immense amount of pressure that his body will be underneath, the whole question is how will he respond to stress? How will he respond to contact? And also, another thing that is very important to know with this syndrome is that the first thing that it attacks is your energy and your strength.
Yeah.
Those are two very important things you need to play offensive line. You have to have endurance and you have to have your strength. So I think there's a difference between telling people the truth and what they want to hear. Is he fully recovered? No, he's not. Okay, let me just go on record and say he is not fully recovered. Secondly, to that point is that he also had shoulder surgery recently, which is why they're saying that they want to hold him out of OTAs, where his body and immune system was weak 4 or 5 months ago, where he could not have that surgery and recover appropriately. So I would say stand by and let's see what happens, but I don't think he's 100% for another 6 months, in my opinion. Can he press through and give us some good games and have a backup ready to go? Absolutely. But do I expect him to be back to old form week 1? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and real quick, Charles, why should we trust you? Like,
wait, we good, man. We ain't got it.
No, not just on his background on football, but medically. You just made some major declarations. Why should I trust you on that?
Well, Well, Marcus, as you know, and I know the viewers don't know this, but I'm a medical consultant, and I've been so for the past 8 years. I've been in the medical field launching products and drugs and selling them across the United States for the past 16 years of my life. So when I talk about an autoimmune disorder, I'm familiar with exactly what that is. And normally, to give the viewers an illustration, if you have an autoimmune disorder, we're talking about something that affects your brain and your spine, okay? Your brain and your spine control every aspect of your body, okay? Doesn't matter. So you have an injury there or anything attacking that part of your body, it's a serious thing, okay?
Absolutely.
Number two, when you see people with autoimmune disorders such as multiple sclerosis or lupus or common autoimmune disorders that people tend to hear about, these people are treated with an intravenous therapy, and they sit there for hours getting IV therapy just to be able to function normally. And the good thing on the positive note is that Travis Frederick is young, okay? So he's young, so he has a higher proclivity to recover and gain full strength. But this is a serious thing with no known cure, so I would just say stand by.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, all that, just bringing in all that information, man. And I think the number one thing that it's almost, I almost hear like, it's like if you're an NBA fan, it's almost like what Kevin Durant's going through right now, where it's like, man, do you want to rush yourself back into a situation, because of the intense pressure that that's been put on you to perform and produce, or no, do you want to get back when you honestly truly feel that you're 100% good? Because I think we were one of the first people to put that out there. And I mean, to be honest with you, we are not wishing any ill will on Travis Frederick. If he comes back and he is 110%, that's what we want. Like, Travis Frederick was an all-pro. That means at the center position, because there's only one starting center on each offense, that means that he was either the number 1 or number 2 best center in all the NFL to be all-pro. So why would we not want that back? But at the same time, I don't want to go into, and to be exact, because West Coast was there when Antoine Woods stood him up. That was 3 days before it was 3 days before we went into practice for the San Francisco 49er game. Because remember, when we went up to San Francisco to go play them for the preseason game, he went and got a private diagnosis, and that's when he really found out that he had it. So let's just be real. If he doesn't do that, bruh, we're just thinking that Travis Frederick got a bad year. Because it wasn't picked up until there was contact. So that's what I'm saying. I love me some Fredericks, and I'm the best case scenario for the Dallas Cowboy offensive line is for him to be healthy. There's no offensive line out there that can match it. But at the same time, we don't live in Neverland. You know what I'm saying? So my contingency plan is almost more important than plan B. You know what I'm saying? And plan A. Why? Because we live in a contingency world. LVE is a contingency. If Sean Lee did not have an injury history, Calvin Ridley would be a Dallas Cowboy. 100. If you know what I'm saying? If Sean Lee doesn't go down before that Rams game and we give up 127 yards to Todd Gurley, we're not drafting LVE. We're not drafting him. We're going to draft that wide receiver that's sitting right there. We have to have contingency because every single year something happens. So instead of riding the wave and just saying, oh my God, thank God that we had Joe Looney. Thank God we had Joe Looney. No, let's be in front of the wave. Let's have open competition now. Let's wait. I know at the same time you got to sell a little bit. Why? Because you got to, you want to reaffirm. So I understand that they're putting out the good news. That good news and mojo is good and understandable. But I'm just saying, here at Dallas Cowboys Scouting, we're going to talk 20% about him being good, and then let's focus on 80% about if. Because it seems like the if happens. Yeah, because the if is what we live in. We don't have a season where everything happens right. Go ahead, Boss Cowboy.
It kills our seasons. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, you good. Go ahead.
So, it was so much from both of you. So, first, I think the way most are going to interpret this is good news because it starts good. Traffic said his strength feels like I'm back. So if you stop there, then you will say, great.
Great.
But I stopped reading there. It said close to it. Now, close to it. Like that. If not full strength. After missing last season with the disease, but he would not take part. And like you said, that but. So, and then I'm really kind of hanging on to what Charles said when he said stand by. So wait and see. And I definitely now understand pick 90 versus I never really bought into pick 90.
Yeah, you really hated that pick. I was there the whole time.
For the reasons they said, I never bought into it. I've never witnessed Dallas basically publicly almost basically say we are looking at getting rid of a guy a year early because we're very optimistic even when we don't believe in you. Like even when they was getting ready to fire Dez, the entire time they was saying they was going to fire, well, publicly they was saying we just trying to work it out. We just haven't gotten around to talking to him yet. But we all know now that secretly they were conspiring to get rid of him, which is, a team decision. So it makes me really, really think that what they did with Connor at pick 90 was more so insurance for Looney and Frederick. Because if you think about this from worst case scenario and you say, based on what Charles said, that we're not going to see Frederick that we knew until year 3, some people don't get back to year 2, but if we don't see him to year 3, you still really need a backup to the backup.
Yeah.
Right? So Looney was the backup. He was a solid backup, but now if he goes down, we in super crisis.
And to know that Looney is on a last 1-year deal right now too, because this is his last year under contract.
Right. So now I get it. Because they obviously have way more information than we do.
And
right?
they know, and you got to think like this. They already know what they're gonna do in 15 years. We're trying to guess it.
We're trying
to guess it.
With the tea leaves, and now it's more than likely they trying to put a fire under Liel, Collins, So the pick is more than likely really about competition with Frederick and Looney. And Looney. You know what I mean? So, so when I look at this, yes, I'm happy that he's starting to gain his strength, but if he's gaining his strength, why are y'all holding him back from practicing? So that screams to me questions more than what? Answers.
Answers, yeah.
So it's one of those things to where it sounds like secretly they have optimism for Frederick, because if there's anybody that you want to kind of keep optimistic, is who? Your sixth player,
yeah.
Right? Just like Jalen Smith. When Jalen showed optimism, Dallas showed optimism with him, right? They would never say, well, we don't know. The chances are coming back. So it's like, to me, it looked like they're using it for two purposes. Competition, even though they're not saying it, but then also to put a fire under Liel Collins in the contract year to get the best out of him.
Yeah, and then think about this. Think about this. Like Travis Frederick's, he just re-upped the year before last, and it was like on a 6-year contract. So it's like on a 6-year contract with Travis Frederick, the deal is so good. We're gonna be like Tyron Smith. Like he is really cheap in the next couple years, considering. So it's like, why negate those years? I'm not saying move on from Travis Frederick. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying to start Joe Looney. But what I'm saying is we need to have a contingency plan just in case, because it's not beneficial, in my opinion. It doesn't benefit me 1 year to sacrifice dinging him up or him not being able to recover 2 to 3 years down the road, because we have Frederick for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So why sacrifice that? Offensive line play a long time. But I totally feel you on the third round pick too, because with Joe Looney, this is his last year under contract. That lets you know that, hey, there's no guarantee that the Cowboys may bring him back. Yep. But I will say this, and I'm gonna get our all-line consultant's opinion on this. But Joe Looney don't look like no guard, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think he's gonna play guard. So when I hear statements like, the Cowboys are going to put their best 5 linemen on the field, bruh, think about this. We only really have, if you're not going to move Liel Collins, that means you only have one open spot on your offensive line, and that is what? The guard. Because Zach Martin got the other guard spot. So now you got Connor Williams, Joe Looney, Xavier Sulafule, and Connor McGowan all trying to get one guard spot. If you're gonna, in my thing, it leads me into my next question. How do you resolve the Joe Looney problem? Because the Joe Looney problem is a problem. Why? Because Joe Looney played too well for me not to wonder how good he's gonna play this year. And you should be wondering about that too.
I'm very much wondering about that.
That's just like if you just said, oh, we're going to bring in, like if I say I want to bring Dez back, you're like, okay, that's cool. But if I say I want to bring Dez back and make him my number 2 and put Gallup behind him, you're like, whoa, I don't want to do that. I don't even want to do that. And I love Dez.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. Why? Because I want to see what Gallup's going to do in his second year. I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
He's going into year 2, man. This is when we...
But you get what I'm saying? And think about this. Think about this. You're going to lose him next year if you don't make him happy. You're probably going to lose him next year.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I wish, and my ideal and hopeful world, right, is that Travis Frederick wows all of us and he returns back to Pro Bowl form. Okay.
All Pro, not Pro Bowl. I need All Pro.
Yeah. So I'm going for Pro Bowl. Okay. We let's just start there. Make a Pro Bowl. But let's think about Joe Looney. Okay. Joe Looney is a big, strong guy. He has marginal footwork, but he's a smart guy, and he played well, and he can get the job done. This, again, is a very, very dicey situation with Joe Looney and Travis Frederick. You're correct. Joe Looney is not a guard. That guy's a center all day long. He reminds me, Marcus, of a guy we played with named Al James. Okay? A big, strong, rolling ball type of guy that can come off the ball, get movement, not make mistakes, and play really, really tight inside. But he doesn't have the type of footwork that you want to have at guard when he's facing these Tampa 2-type defenses or these attacking style defensive tackles that you will see in Aaron Donaldson and some of these really
excuse me, Charles. Excuse me, and the guy that he mentioned was 11-year vet, so we both played with him. Just want to clarify that. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think with this situation, I think that you negotiate Joe Looney contract. If I'm the Cowboys, I want to see, how does Travis Frederick do? So this is a wait-and-see situation once again. And if Joe Looney is starting and playing well, I'm going to re-up Joe Looney before the end of the season. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to figure out a way to go back in and renegotiate Travis Frederick's contract if he's not giving me Pro Bowl level play. Because he has a bunch of guaranteed money on a 6-year deal that he signed 2 years ago. Last year he didn't play. Okay?
Yep.
So work with us, Travis, on this situation. Allow us to restructure the contract, right, to figure out how we can maybe give you a slight pay cut or redistribute some of your signing bonus so that we can be strong as a team. I'm having that conversation if he's not back and healthy near the end of the season with Travis Frederick.
And think about this. Think about this. Hold up. And think about this too. Think about this. Since we didn't put him on IR until like week 11, we paid him last year. We could have IR'd him and got a medical waive. That's why when Jerry Jones and y'all know I love me some Jerry Jones, but I'm just saying, man, how you telling someone you care? First thing is his health. If first thing was his health, why you didn't put him on IR week 1? That's all I'm saying. Knock it off, Jerry. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, know who you talking to, Jerry. Like, if you really cared about his health, you would have IR'd him week 1. You waited till week 11. Why? Because you hoped that he could play at some point. You know what I'm saying? Every day he was probably looking at Travis. You think he can go today? Okay. Hey. Think he can go today? Bro, we 3 and 5. You don't think he came to Travis one time? Travis, you think you can go today?
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Because people thinking that we kind of ragging on Fredericks. Like, I'm reading one of my friends' comments. She said, Looney can't read line coverages like Travis.
Yes, he can. He gave up 0 sacks last year.
And it's because we're not questioning Frederick in terms of his value. Because his value is clear, right? It's more so about, is he going to be the Frederick that can be the best for us now? Or will his disease need more time? That's really what we talk about. And we trying to interpret the tea leaves that's coming from to be like 100% in a year. You don't need Connor McGovern. You don't,
Yeah.
right? But now when you have major question marks, it makes the pick 90 Connor McGovern from Penn State make a lot of sense. Now I want to push back just a little bit on you, Charles, because you did address how you would basically put more value in Looney and more than likely giving him an extension during the season. Could that be wasteful, especially with the fact that we have Connor McGovern? Would be, I guess, a plan to kind of see if it's cheaper, and could we get similar production some kind of way and know it, going into this season with Connor McGovern? You see what I'm saying? So instead of spending Looney, just throwing this out there, what would be a way to kind of see what we have with the rookie?
Well, you talked about this on a few shows ago, boss, where you mentioned you don't know what you have in pick 90.
Nope.
You don't know
Yeah.
what you have in
Yeah, you don't know.
Right? You don't know, right? So again,
Right.
this is a wait and see situation. Yeah, if he's coming out playing like an all-star, which I don't think Connor, I studied some tape on him since our last show, actually some more, and I see him as a solid guard, he's a stutter. He's going to struggle in pass pro because he lunges, right? He doesn't play center with balance. And so back to my previous point, when he plays against very, very quick off the ball, 3 techniques, he's going to struggle in pass protection against guys like that. I'm telling you initially, until he gets some months and some time to work on his technique work, I don't see him being a great pass protector. He was a solid pass protector in college. He wasn't a great pass pro guard, even at Penn State, playing in the Big Ten, where you don't have a whole bunch of tweak athletes. He's not playing against SEC guys every week. He's not playing against ACC guys every week. He was playing against Big Ten guys every week, okay? So he wasn't dominant as a pass protector even in that conference, okay? Which lends to my question. He's going to need a little bit of time to develop in terms of his pass sets. But then again, we need to wait and see. You need to go with the sure thing. You always go with game experience. You go with productivity, and you go with game experience if you're dealing with an offensive line or defensive line.
Got to.
You do not ever negate game experience and productivity. So if Joe Looney is productive, I think that you can get him on a 3-year deal. You can give him a little bit of good guaranteed money, something that does not strap you or strain you too much in terms of the percentage on your cap. And I would try to renegotiate with Frederick if he's not healthy. And I love Frederick. I think he's great. He's world class when he's on his game. But right now, the man is just not healthy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I don't think it's gonna be easy for the Cowboys to negotiate money. I don't think it's gonna. I know people. I'm gonna tell you, this is a notion that people always think. We need to stop this because people always, whenever you're talking about money, we need to understand this. In 2019, people do not take less money. Like, they do not. That is not why your mama got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to take you down to the football center so you can go hit the bags and you can get your gym. They didn't do that so that you can get your first contract and take less money. That's not why people do that. That's not why you do that. You didn't get promoted so that you can be like, I'll take less money for the team. No. People are playing. They want to play all pro so they can get paid like an all pro. Now, this is the thing right here, right? La'el Collins is by no means a top 10 tackle in the NFL. Now, I don't believe he is, but guess what? He's the 7th paid tackle in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And he is by no way a top 10 tackle in the NFL. But he's the 7th highest paid tackle in the NFL. So it's not about, honestly, it's not always about are you this or were you worth that? It's about how valuable are you to this team? And I'm going to be honest with you, if Joe Looney's going to get a big deal, I'm going to be honest with you, if they do, it's going to signify a move with Travis Frederick, because I'm going to be honest with you, Boss Cowboy, I'm 100% with you on that. There's no way in heck I'm about to overpay a backup center because, bro, offensive linemen, they're supposed to be like mooses, like they never get hurt. They're supposed to pay like 14, 13 years.
Boy, you just spoke some blasphemy to the fan base.
But you get what I'm saying?
I want to make sure you clear, bro.
But you get what I'm saying? Bro, you get what I'm saying?
I want to make sure
That's why you have offensive line and signing 6-year deals, 7-year deals. Bro, you're not going to sign a wide receiver quarterback. You don't even gonna sign a wide receiver to a quarterback to no 6-year deal, 7-year deal. Dak might get one because it's cheaper. But for the most part.
And West Coast, I agree with you 100%, but let me throw a little bit of chaos in this pot, okay? And this is something I've been studying and looking at, okay? And I want to submit it to you guys and get your feedback on this. Okay, Conor McGregor is smart enough to play center. Excuse me, Conor Williams. He's smart enough to play center. Why not give him a shake at center if he's not showing excellence and great improvement from the guard, or if they're going to rotate and give him snaps and tackle? If I'm a coach, he's a smart, intelligent kid. Actually, I saw him work out here in Allen with one of the Cowboys coaches before the draft. All right, and this was before they drafted him. This was like in February of last year. Right, and then that's when I figured, okay, they're going to draft this guy. Because I was working out and I saw him in there giving him a private workout. He's a smart kid, and they had him snapping the ball, too.
I'm going to be honest with you. Poor Conor Williams. I'm not switching him again. I'm not switching him in his position no more. I can't do it.
You on this no-switch team, brother?
Bruh, 3 positions in 2 years? No.
Man, come on, bro.
Conor Williams needs to basically, but my thing is this, like, why am I going to try out something when I have some for sure's? You know what I'm saying? I would rather try Conor Williams at a position that I drafted him at first. What? Tackle? Why? That's what he was in college. I will try him there before I put him at center. Like,
but you don't want to pay Joe Looney. You don't want to pay Joe Looney, so this is a fix.
No. I don't.
West Coast said he said that.
No, I'm gonna pay. No. What I said is this: I'm gonna decide at training camp if I'm gonna pay Joe Looney. Like, I'm going to be deciding then, because if Travis Fredericks is 100% healthy, I don't need Joe Looney. He is a great commodity, but guess what? Having 5 Lamborghinis, bruh, I can only drive one at a time. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make sense for me to have all these car notes. Come get one. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with Joe Looney. He's now.
Because I thought you said this. I thought you said if we see more Looney, that's also signaling a potential move away from Frederick.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to make sure I heard that.
Because either way, because that's kind of like what Charles was saying. Because the Cowboys are in a win-win situation. Because think of this: if you re-sign Looney, you get age, you get he's never been injured. And I'm pretty sure Joe Looney's never been to a Pro Bowl. So it's like contract not going to get no $9 million contract from the Cowboys. So, yes, you could theoretically sign Joe Looney for half of what Joe Fredericks is getting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're going to get, for anybody that says boldly that I'll take Travis Fredericks over 80 to 90% over the people in the NFL, what are you basing that off of 2 years ago? Like, that's not even what the Cowboys did. For you to think that way, that's incorrect. Because the Cowboys didn't even think that. Why? Because look what they did in the draft.
Right.
Like, they don't even believe in it. So for me, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna sell the scouts on that the Cowboys are 100% sold on Travis Frederick, because that's not what this says. Like, drafting the kid in the 3rd round says that you're not. That tells me that you're not. And think about this. The Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones said this: we are a team that's going to do one thing, and that's what? Re-strengthen our strengths. So that lets me know he is not going to be sitting on the sidelines eating his fingers like this or doing a Taco Charleston with a shirt around his neck. He's not going to be doing that.
Yeah, and I'm totally convinced now that the Conor McGovern pick was more so about Fredericks than it was Leal Collins. Certain.
Exactly. And you can't say Fredericks, and you can't say Fredericks.
Because it's doing 2 things. You're showing confidence and faith in the All-Pro, and you putting the fire under Leal. And it's a management decision that they say because we all do that as managers and leaders and bosses. You manage people differently. Some people, you love them to the top because love makes them work harder. Mm-hmm. Some people, you got to crack that whip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know your players. You know the guys that you manage. You know their personalities. Just like we said yesterday, that Dak God bless his heart, dials in more when it's hard. So when would you coach him hard? When it's easy, right? If you're the leader, if you're the manager, if you're the coach. So now I think based on what you said, West Coast, and based on what Charles said, that's kind of going to be my theory. It's still a theory, but that's still my theory going forward because I trust our personnel team, and that's why I didn't get picked 90. And I stood by myself on that. I didn't care if nobody agreed with me. I said, you don't pick somebody to redshirt them. You know
Not that early.
Yeah, not that early. Like, you start looking at that in the off season. So now with this tweet, with what Charles said, the 3 years, his medical background, Charles' background in the different scenarios that was just painted on this show, that's more than likely the real reason why they have Connor. And like, it's gonna play out. I think Charles said it best. It's gonna be a wait and see thing.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a wait and see. And to be honest with you, keep it real, it's smart. You want to know why?
Yeah, it's
because
smart.
if we have a glaring hole in the middle of our strength, do y'all watch Game of Thrones? Did you see Cersei cry? No, what you talking about? This is week. We're about to go into the final episode. Did y'all not see when Cersei cried when that big old hole got knocked in the middle of the wall? Did y'all not see her cry? She didn't cry until that hole got knocked in the wall. Bruh, we gonna cry if we have a big gaping hole in the middle of our offensive line. You know what I'm saying? So you have to solidify your strengths. If the offensive line is what you're going to hang your head on, you can't have any doubt in it. You know what I'm saying? 2018, there was doubt in the offensive line, which spread doubt in the entire camp. If daddy's scared, the whole family's scared.
Right.
And guess what? Go ahead.
No, I officially love the Conor McGovern pick now. I officially love it. Like, now I get it.
Yeah, because you're not bound to any player. Like, honestly, with Conor McGovern, we don't have to. As much as we want Fredericks to come back and be healthy, if he's not, guess what? We're okay.
Yeah, we're okay. Like,
we're okay.
A whole another year. If we need another year, because he's already paid for it to a degree, right?
Yeah, 6 years.
He's already paid for it to a degree.
And I wonder if we get.
And it's like, which upside would you want to bet on? That's what it's going to kind of come down to. Which upside do you want to bet on? Looney's upside, or do you want to bet on the re-emergence of Fredericks, which there is history that says that you do return back to your former self. It's just time.
Sometimes you got to give time.
How much time? And it's like, I would want to wait on that and have two insurance policies, which is Looney and now Conor McGovern. I get it.
Yep. And like I said, man, let me read some of these comments on here. We got Julius, who says they switched positions back in the days out of necessity. Alfredo says that's only if Looney balls out. Looney balled out this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. I mean, he gave up how many sacks?
0.
One?
No, he gave up 1 in the playoffs, technically 0 in the regular season.
So out of the 56 sacks, you talking about 2% on the center?
Yeah. Exactly.
Nah, I'm good with that. Give me that every year.
And this
all
is
year.
and I think people are under the impression that I'm saying right now today that I want Joe Looney to be my starting center. That's not what I'm saying. I'm going to look into the camera and I want everybody to understand that. That's not what I'm saying. No. What I want is the exact same thing I want when I go to Kaiser Permanente. You know what that is? That's my hospital. And guess what? When I go to the hospital, I don't care who the doctor is. I want the best.
Right.
If the best doctor is a blue guy with purple hair, and he do this when he dance, when he walk, as long as he can do the best on me, I'm okay with that. What I want is the best for this team. I want an open competition that will let me know the answer to some questions. One, is Travis Fredericks the guy? Is he the guy that we say he is? And if he's not, it's okay because we're not stuck because we have someone to be put there. Because remember, we don't fall in love with the player. You fell in love with the star. So it's not about Travis Fredericks. This line is not going to be better because Travis Fredericks here. This line is going to be better because the best center on our team is there, whomever that is. So I want to get that out there. All right, Leia says Fredericks. Tony says, hate me if y'all want, but I would not mind Travis and Looney competition for a starting spot if Travis is healthy. And my thing is this. If Travis Frederick is healthy, it won't, then what competition is it going to be?
It's not going to be competition.
That's like you bringing your wife around. You know what I'm saying? If that's your wife, bruh. What the hell you mean? You ain't got to tell nobody.
You got Julio versus Cole Beasley. If Julio healthy, we already know the outcome.
Exactly. But hey, man, we've been on here for about an hour, man. Well, actually about an hour and 15 minutes, man. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Make sure you guys tune in. We're gonna be doing like another wrap up show tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. Tomorrow's Friday, man. I'll get all the guys together and see if we can get a show together, get something popping for this weekend. But we'll for sure be back on here Sunday. So make sure you guys come back, or tune in right here, the same place, same time. Because you guys already know what it is. Hey, Boss Cowboy, man, let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, please go to my page on Facebook. It's Boss Cowboy Sports. So I'm getting ready to start adding some new stuff. I got some new articles coming. It's going to be some real interesting stuff on really how our offense can improve by leaps and bounds, but not doing too much at all. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to say it again. How our offense can grow leaps and bounds by not doing much at all.
Yeah, and man, our offensive line coach and guru. Let them know where they can find you at, man.
They can find me on Facebook. Just message me. You can direct message me, and I'll set up some more accounts for you guys to be able to follow me and add some more content in the near future. But just Charles Beauford, and BEAUFORD, and just look me up on Facebook and just message me, and I'll add you as a friend, and we can talk football all day long.
Absolutely. Hey, shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. Shout out for everybody that rocked with us today, man. We appreciate you guys. Leah says best up to date info on everything Cowboys, hands down. We appreciate you guys. Willie says I was late today. Shaking my head, late to work. We got to get here. Looney's a perfect locker room guy. That's what Ray says. Joe says, when will your next show be on? It'll be Sunday, 3:30. Make sure you guys tune in. 3:30, 4:30. I'll put the time up there, let you guys know. We'll be talking. We got some other subjects.
And that's West Coast, right?
That's West Coast. Yeah, West Coast time. But I'll let you guys know that I'll always put a note on the page before we go live so that you guys can hop on. But make sure you guys hit that notification box. But hey guys, most importantly, no matter what we talked about today, understand this. The Dallas Cowboys are not sitting around twiddling their freaking thumbs, man, and waiting for somebody to get hurt so they can go in free agency and find some random guy to throw in the hole. Like shout out to the Cowboys for having some foresight, right?
Man. Yeah, and then you know what? It also goes to show that sometimes we can all get over our skis and get emotional. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was very hot at pick 90, but when it comes, and then sometimes I do gotta step back and say I didn't get it to now. You know what I mean? And it's okay to sometimes to say you wrong, and I was wrong.
No, you weren't wrong. You just didn't see the whole picture, and that was because they weren't just like right now, like Boss Cowboy, I ain't trying to start this up, but like that's why I don't feel that we was wrong about the stuff that we talked about in the draft because, bro, they led us to believe with bringing in 7 damn safeties and they mamas, they aunties, they uncles. They was out there talking to the preacher of a safety. Is he a good kid? When he was in Sunday school, when he put his money in the offering bucket, did he do this or did he do this?
Well, let me say it better. It took a little while for these tea
And what do? They do what they want to do.
It took a little while for these tea leaves to start making sense because I wasn't buying it. What they said at pick 90, I wasn't buying it, and I don't buy stuff either, and I never will. It got to make sense to me. Or I stand flat-footed like I don't believe it. Like I didn't believe in committee. I was like
you don't believe Jason Witten ain't going to get off the field?
What'd you say?
Like you don't believe Jason Witten's going to get off the field?
Oh, man, I want to talk about that, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that on Sunday, but that's what I mean. Like, there's even Jason Witten. Think about this.
We had some hot stuff coming, man. We couldn't get to it. This line stuff went too deep.
Hey, it's all good. Okay, so this is what look at this. We got all these subjects. These are all different subjects, and we only hit 2 of them.
We didn't even touch half of what we could have touched.
I got best linebacking core. I got cornerback. I'm gonna just give him a teaser. Look, I got cornerback. I said cornerback. I got cornerback. What is it? What happens with the middle of this cornerback if Chris Richard gets a better job somewhere next year? Man, we got Jason Garrett. Is he staying or going?
Because that's gonna be straight off the dome.
I think Jason Garrett's going regardless. Or is he staying regardless? You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of torn on that, so we gonna go back and forth on that one.
Yo, so make sure you guys tune in on Sunday, man. I'll put it up there, let y'all know when we going live. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out to all the sponsors, man, who help pay the bills around here to keep these lights on, literally. Hey, Appreciate you guys. You already know what it is, man. I'm West Coast. Never look down because of stars.